Hello. Today we're privileged to have one of Ghana's finest ladies, a general of the Ghana Armed Forces, Brigadier General Constance Ama Emefa Ejiani Afenum. Madam, welcome.
Thank you, sir.
It's a privilege to be with you, such a historic person. There was this report we had that the Minister of Defense, Honorable Dominic Nitiu, paid a visit to the battalion in Congo, and he mentioned, to our amazement, that part of the successes that the country has shown was that you had been posted to Western Sahara for some duties. What really was it?
The success story of females.
Yeah.
Yes, so the minister couldn't ever be wrong.
Yeah.
Yes. UN has appointed me to take over a post in Western Sahara. The UN mission there, which is abbreviated and called MINESO, as a deputy force commander.
Okay.
And that will be the first time that a female is taking up that position in that mission.
Okay.
Yes, we have had a deputy female commander elsewhere, but for that mission, it will be the first time.
Wow.
And in Ghana, it will be the first time that a female is taking up that position.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
How has your journey been so far? Smooth?
Like life's journey, which is not always smooth, so has mine also been.
Really?
Yes.
It's not been any form of a silver spoon in your mouth?
It couldn't be. I joined the Ghana military in the year 1978.
Wow.
Straight from school, and I'm talking about the Wesley Girls High School in Cape Coast.
Okay.
I joined the military with the regular intake 21.
Sixth form.
Yes, from sixth form, yes. Okay. Those days, most of us who joined the regular course were sixth formers. Sixth formers.
Okay.
It's now that the standard has changed
to the university.
To the first degree.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So from there directly you went into?
Yes, the same year. I finished sixth form in June, and in November the same year, I went to the military academy.
How was growing up like?
So growing up, my parents treated all of us as boys and as girls. And so we were all duties which are shared in the house, rotated. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So maybe today you are reading, tomorrow you are watching videos and stuff like that. So we all became all around this. As I'm talking now, my brothers, but of course one is passed on, so my surviving brother knows how to cook. Okay. And so they built in us that confidence and that feeling of I can do everything.
So there was nothing like that telling you you're a female, stay here.
No. And I remember very well, even though I was young, when we were in Tamale, there was something called barracks inspection. And I want to believe that barracks inspection is different from what we have now. The barracks inspection, you will clean and clean really hard. Scrub and scrub really hard. And at that time, all of us, all hands on deck. Scrubbing gutters, cleaning shelves, doors. You clean doors as though they've just been painted. And so everybody was working. There was something like, boys come and do this, girls come and do that. So we grew up knowing that when there is work, you must work. So I was at the Kamina Barracks Primary School.
Okay.
So from there, class 1 to class 5. Well, I skipped class 3. And so we came to Kumasi, came to the Udara Barracks Primary School.
So why did you skip?
Those days when you did well in class.
You have to skip.
Yes. So by the grace of God, I was skipped. And in Udara Barracks, I went to the Armed Forces Experimental School. That was when this, international school-like thing was. Yes, and like an Armed Forces was also experimenting.
Okay.
So I did up to class 7. and then I went to the secondary school at the time, as it was called, Wesley Girls High School. I was there, I did from 1 to upper 6, and then I joined the military. So, well, I was with the regular intake 21. We trained for 18 months, and it will interest you to know that I was the only female in my intake. Well, we started as 2 females, but in the early weeks, the other lady had to leave. And so at graduation...
And your batch had how many?
We were 43 men and 2 ladies.
2 powerful ladies.
Well, but 2 powerful ladies, but 1 left. And so I became the powerful
one.
lady. Yes.
But did you have the interest initially, or it was developed due to some circumstance before you joined the military?
Well, so this is it. My dad was a soldier, and we lived in the barracks. When I got to 6th form, in the final year of my education, in fact, the final term, as we were thinking of what to do after school, and I've said this a few times, some people were saying medical or I die, and at that time it's medical school or I die. Somewhere we say Akito or I die, architecture or I die. Some would say admin or I die. So me and 2 other ladies also said military or I die. And for me, I meant it, but they just said something. So soon after school, the adverts came in the papers. I applied, and when we were called to start the selection process, I was hoping to meet my mates there, but they were nowhere to be found.
Was that their way?
My dad. Oh, my dad was away. But interestingly enough, he didn't say go or don't go. Neutral gear in here. And so he left the decision taking to me. And so, but when I go and come and have passed a process, we all jubilate together. And so that was how it started.
A family of
10. 8 girls and 2 boys.
Which suburb did you grow up? Which part of the country?
I grew up in Tamale, I grew up in Kumasi, and then ended up in Accra.
As a movement of your dad?
Exactly. Yes. I started class 1 in Tamale in the year 1965, actually.
How about your siblings? Did anybody else join the military? 2
of them did. Unfortunately, they've all passed on. One of my sisters became a colonel in the service before she passed on 3 years ago, Colonel Peggy Ejani. May her soul continue to rest in peace. And my brother, who also joined the Air Force, Flight Sergeant Eli Ejani, he passed on last year. They were motivated, I want to say, by my achievements, by the way I went about things, and so.
You were the eldest?
In the family?
Yeah.
No, I'm in the middle, actually.
Okay.
I'm the 5th or 6th, whichever way. We have twins, so depending on whether you are counting twins as 2
1 or 2,
then it changes my position. Yeah. So from the house where we were integrated, doing everything together, continues to the girls' school where you have to do what is to be done. You understand? And then to the military. So right from the house, some discipline had been established. And I went to Girls High School at the time, high level of discipline. And from there to the military, where discipline was demanded of us, it sort of was a seamless flow. It's just that in the military now, the demand was higher.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. To your philosophy, I guess you have some ideals that have pushed you through principles and things that have held you. What do you think they are?
I think discipline will send you places. Because in discipline, we have hard work, we have respect, timeliness, turnout, and things like that. Okay. And so I think that one has to be disciplined. And in life, I've realized that it's easier to be disciplined than to be indisciplined. You need so much effort to say that I'm going to scatter things in this room. I'm not going to put them right. You need so much effort to say that I've seen an elderly man. I'm not going to pay respect. But it's rather easy to say, I've seen an elderly man, so I'm just, say compliments. Somebody has done something for me. Thank you with that one. It's easier for me. And so I choose discipline.
Okay.
Yes.
Personally, what are your aspirations?
Aspirations?
What will make you fulfill beyond where you've gotten to?
Oh, so I feel that this profession is a calling.
Yes.
I didn't know in the beginning, but as I grew, looked at life's events unfold.
Let me interject you here. If you say, because I've heard it a number of times, if you say the military is a calling, what do you really mean?
Yes, so that's what I'm trying to explain. Initially, I thought it was my choice. I wanted to join the military, and so I joined. Was my decision. But as events unfold, I think that even before I made that choice, God knew that his daughter was going to join the military, and so it is He who has, fashioned out my path in the military. Because for me to be a general today, I mean, it's amazing, and it is the doing of God. And also for an assignment which is ahead of me, it just has to be God. And that is why I say that it's a calling. I look at the Bible where Samuel, Hannah was crying for a baby and vowed his son to God. But what she didn't also know is that God needed a prophet. And so it just fitted in. And so that is the way I say it. That yes, I wanted to join the military, but God needed a female officer. A female officer who would stay in the service for some number of years, who would become a general. A female officer that God wanted to use. And for me, that is just what is unfolding. Yes, because from academy, like I said, I remained the only female. And presently, out of my intake, 4 of us became generals. And as I'm talking now, 4 of us became generals, of which the woman became a general. People have thought that I would have been the first to follow because I'm the woman. But do you know I'm one of the last still in the service?
Really?
We are 2 left in the service. And well, they went out of service because they are age and stuff like that.
That's your cause.
Yes, I mean, not because of disciplinary things or anything like that. And so here I am. The woman which have fallen off first is still standing. It has to be God. And that is why I believe it's a calling. And God has not finished with me. It's with me.
We look at the GAF, Ghana Armed Forces generally. We see things that have been done in the Ghana Armed Forces that have not been done in other places, like the encouragement of women and stuff like that. Where do we think we can go? Can we see in the immediate terms a CO being a woman and stuff like that?
Oh, well, so I've been a commanding officer before.
Really?
Oh, I've been a commanding officer. And people will say it's not of an infantry battalion. But whether it's an infantry battalion or not, it's a unit in the Ghana Armed Forces. And so I was the commanding officer of the Forces Pay Regiment.
Okay.
I was there from 1999 to 2002 before I went on my next duty tour. And before then, I was a 2IC. And if you know the military, that's what we call command. And command is very essential to individuals and to the system as a whole. And so, if I've been a commanding officer before, then that myth is broken. But if you are talking of the infantry battalion, which I get there. Last year we had young officers posted to infantry battalions. And currently,
female officers.
Yes, I mean.
Okay.
Yes, we had about 10 of them to the Banji Battalion.
So gradually we're building to that point.
Yes.
Okay.
And we have two ICs of combat support in the Signal Regiment and Mechanical Transport Battalion. And anything can happen.
In our local parlance, we say Oba Bema. Those are the people who go to the military. Is that correct?
No, sir. That perception has changed drastically. You know, the world is changing. Everything around us is changing. And that perception is gone. Yes, when I joined the service, for example, I could count the number of females who were in the service. But now we have so many.
Okay.
And it means that cultural belief is broken. The myth surrounding a woman wearing khaki, it's broken totally. And come see recruitment. So many females. My time, I think we were only 3 who tried. But now, you see so many females at the recruitment center. So many females for enlistment. So that is it. Whether it's people who really have the passion, or it is people who want employment, one cannot say. But sometimes you could be wanting employment and have the passion. If only all the people who are coming will have that passion, then that will serve as well. But some just have heard of people going on peacekeeping. They come back, they see that they look well endowed, a little bit they have this or that, and they also want it. Or people's parents are pushing their children.
We want a military person in our
family. Or this person has done it, so you can also do it. So they push them. Last year, I remember there was a lady who came, she wanted to join the military, and she said it was her mom who wanted her to join. But so that is a bit difference between that group and me. For me, my parents had no say. I wanted it, and I went for it, and I am in it.
What do you say to the youth, the young ones, both male and female, particularly the female ones who are coming? What word of advice would you pass?
The young ones these days seem to just want everything fast. But life is not like that. It's you have to work at everything in life. So I'll tell them that they should be they should be purposeful and remain focused. They should determine what they really want, think through it, and work at it. And I believe that with hard work, with God on their side, they'll make it in life. Well, so Ghana Armed Forces is in the celebration mood. We are celebrating females in the service who have done military service for 60 years. We first had a female in the Ghana Armed Forces in 1958, one person. And then in 1963, we had the other ranks. So the first one was an officer. In 1963, we had 12 who were other ranks. And from 1 and 12, we've grown into hundreds. And now we are in the thousands and counting. And so it is time to showcase females. Females, we have proved ourselves that we are capable of staying in the male-dominated institution. We have proved that what men can do, women can equally do. And the fact that the roles that females were playing earlier on, the nursing, mainly nursing, and some of the traditional roles, as you may know, like the clerical division, is changing. We have professionals coming, we have doctors, we have engineers, we have people, we have trainers, pilots, we have people in the ship, in the cabins. We are everywhere. And the other ranks, we have artisans, we have drill instructors. These are male prisoners, and we are doing exploits. I cannot name them all. We have chaplains.
I know one particular drill inspector, Max.
Yes.
Very, very stern.
Yes, Doga. Yes. She's the first drill instructor that we have, and she is presently in Lebanon.
Okay.
She has set the pace, and we are getting many more. We are getting physical training instructors who can take men on road run.
The one who led the route march.
Yes, she was the first, the tall one.
Yeah.
She was the first to come in as a physical training instructor and open the door. Women are doing many things. We have mechanics, auto mechanics. We have office machinery mechanic. We have women in the armored division who are driving, the horse riders. And what is it that the women cannot do now? Give us the opportunity, and we'll prove to you that we'll give you more than enough
activism,
yes.
as someone said.
Yes. And so the activities line up. We started last Friday with the route march, which was a success. And we had the support of command. We had a chief of the defense staff coming out. That was a surprise. And let me say that it boosted our morale.
Okay.
We had the service chiefs, unprecedented. We had the chief of staff, and he was the one we were dealing with in connection with
preparation.
Yeah, preparation. We had the director generals all coming out. We did the plan. It was all female. The planning, the female at 60 secretariat was all women, from the clerks to whatever. Everything that we did was women. And we are so happy that women have responded, meaning that we have grown. We have seen the need for recognition, the need for celebration. They came out in their numbers. And I'm believing God that just as we started with vim and zeal, it will be sustained and we'll finish it off in that vein.
So, Gaff ladies,
we are well able,
Yas Antua,
courageous and dependable. Ahua.
Ahua. So there you are. Thank you so much. Thank you, madam, for giving us the opportunity to speak.